Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Rajesh here, multiple scholarship winner, currently a research professor in Korea. So today is the Hangul Day. Today is a Korean language world celebration day, a day which the Korean government has put aside to celebrate its alphabetical writing, which is called Hangul. So I'll just seize this opportunity to talk about Topik, which is one way of evaluating Korean language. So the Korean government is very interested to is very so much interested to promote its culture, encourage people who are looking forward to study the language, and for that, so many universities, if you score very high, because topic, which is a test of Korean as a foreign language, is an exam which is usually used to evaluate your level of Korean level proficiency, which is from level 1 right up to level 6. So if you have level 5, some schools offer you 100% scholarship. For example, a university where I'm working, Kangwon National University, there are programs that offer you 100% scholarship. Yeah, okay. If you're a global Korean scholarship person, they're gonna offer you that too. So they're gonna offer you that amount of scholarship for you to study, and they are also gonna give you, besides your allowance, they give you like 100,000 Korean won for those already on the global Korean scholarship. So that's the advantage, or those are the kind of things you can benefit from studying or doing very well, yeah, or performing pretty well in Korean. If you're doing pretty well, sorry, that's my daughter playing around. So if you're doing very well, those are the kind of ways you can benefit from topic or Korean. And there are some people who are very passionate, quite talented in studying foreign languages. If you love studying foreign languages, please come to Korea and study. You are going to benefit a lot from it. Topic is it's almost equivalent to TOEFL, which is TOEFL is just like you have the test of you have TOEFL, you have IELTS to test your level of English language proficiency, just like you also have other French exams to test your level of French proficiency in order to study within Korean universities. The essence is that usually most bachelor degree programs in Korea are in Korean. So they're expecting you to have a certain level of Korean proficiency before you start your program. But initially there are so many ways you can get admission in Korea. First, you either start by studying the language. You go to a language school. Most universities in Korea have a language department for you to study the Korean language. You can study up to a year or so, 6 months, depending on your level, how fast you are. And when you study that now, you can get into your program. If you're starting from a bachelor degree level, you get into your program. But if you're doing your master's and you're coming as a research assistant, sometimes you just need Korean to study it, so that it will permit you to be able to go about your day-to-day life within Korea. Sorry about the sound again in the background. Also, if you're doing like a research assistant, probably you don't really need Korean, but the basic advice is you definitely need Korea to go about Korean language, to go about your day-to-day life in whatsoever you're doing in Korea, in order to cope with the people. Like my own self, I came through the Global Korean Scholarship, where I was entitled to study Korean for a 1.5 year. I was pretty slow. I was really slow in studying Korean, so I did my own program for 1.5. Some people were very fast. They did for 6 months, some 1 year. It all depends on you, because I learned everything from the basis, the beginning, right in Korea before I started and I proceeded. And it really helps me, because if I'm going to board a taxi, I'm going to buy anything, or sometimes even in staff meetings, um, I can really understand what my boss requires or needs from me, you know, and it really makes me feel inclusive in all works of life in Korea. But if you don't study the language, well, there are departments where you can work in English, but it's going to be make it pretty difficult or hard for you to be able to cope, or anywhere, or to, just be able to go about your day-to-day life within Korea. So I'll encourage study Korean. Study Korean. People come here. There are people who come here just by knowing Korean. Again, it also permits you to be able to gain or get into the job market. Yeah, it will enable you to get into the job market, but you must not know Korean or have a high Korean level to be able to work. That is the misconception a lot of people have. Or you must not know or have Korean in order to gain a permanent stay within Korea. I got my own permanent stay, but it's not from knowing Korean or speaking Korean fluently. My Korean is on a scale of 6. My Korean is on a scale of 3, 50-50. So I can express, move around, and do my things peacefully. But using Korean as a working language, I'm not really able, but again, too, it also depends on your major. If you're studying, you're an art student, arts or social sciences, or you want to work in the advertisement company, probably you need to know Korean. But if you're into the science company or STEM, like myself, you don't really need to know Korean. Korean is not a must for you to know. So that's what I'm gonna say. And happy Hangul Day for all those who are studying Korean. Like we usually introduce ourselves. Jerim Lojas Imnida Cameroon Esowasmida and I'm so Panga Warrior. So those are the first things you learn in basic in Korea. Like if for example, if you go to a coffee shop, they can ask you more pilio heyo, copy pilio hesoyo. So what do you need? Or they'll say more, like for example, the language, it's a beautiful language, by the way. It's beautiful. You learn it, you integrate with Koreans. And one way or key on tips on how to learn the Korean language: first, if you are in Korea, go out, hang out with Koreans. If you don't drink alcohol, or if you don't smoke, or you don't party, you can go. You must not, you must not do what they do when you hang out with Koreans. You can hang out just to have their company. For example, I go for coffee, I drink coffee, they're gonna be smoking or having a drink or so, you know. Or maybe if it's a company meeting, what we call company meeting, weshik. There is what we call weshik, where during company you might meet after work. Personally, I don't consume alcohol anymore for a while, so I can tell them I don't want this, I don't want that. They will respect you. Or if you don't eat pork and you eat just meat, tell them you just eat meat and all of that. So one way of learning Korean is hang out with Koreans, fellow Koreans, hang out with your colleagues, get to go with them. Don't segregate yourself. Secondly, or you can go into the local markets and hang out with the ajumas. Ajumas are like the old or elderly people. Go hang out with them. You get to know more about the Korean culture. Or you can even go to Korean churches where you hang out with the elderly people. The main thing is integrate yourself within the Korean society. You're gonna know or learn how to speak the language. Also, watch Korean drama movies. I love watching Korean movies. For example, I just finished the series Nakon. Thank you very much, brother Eve. Nako Saints. That's just one of the movie I just finished watching, which is very nice. Mo, Moyo, Moya, huh? What is that? Eh? That? What color is that? Pink. Say it's pink. Yeah, I'm actually talking to my daughter. She's just too yeah, herself, she's learning Korean too. My daughter is learning Korean, and she, have a couple of words. For example, she went to school. She calls her mother Oma. Oma in Korean, mother is Oma, and or you can call Opa and all of that. Like, You have to bow to greet everything. So she's basically integrating herself within the Korean culture itself. And my wife too is also learning her Korean skills are really good. She's learning so fast, and I'm really proud of her. So there are so many ways you can learn Korean in school while you're already here. There's also a Korean integration program for people who want to leave, especially people you're looking forward to working and living in Korea for a long time. You can go for what we call the KPI program, which is a Korean integration program. It's free, by the way. The program is free. You learn, and also if you're learning Korean too, and some universities have special Korean classes. So there are so many ways you can learn the Korean language while you are in South Korea. And do not be, I would say, don't feel reluctant, don't be very strict, or don't have a mind that you don't want to learn. Mama, what's that? Huh? A balloon? What color is that? Say green. She's playing. Yeah, so those are the little tips which I had to talk about. Also, the celebration of the Korean Day. I'm also happy because it's a public holiday, so I don't get work today. So it's another way. And some of my Korean friends, I wish them happy Hangul Day, and they laughed about it because they said it's not a day they celebrate, but we are all excited. It's a public holiday day. So by the way, I'm going to be, before I end this video, make sure you do subscribe, or you can join on the join the group, the Wankwa Dr. Wankwa mentorship group. Join, click, you can join that one. You have to pay, but you can just simply subscribe. Also, I have a group of my mentees too, which I'm preparing them for the Global Korean Scholarship. They're from different countries, from Nigeria, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, the Gambia, and also I'm looking forward another person from Rwanda. So these are the group of mentees which I'm very excited towards it. My group of mentees for this year. I'm sorry, I have to take just 10 or maximum 11 people this year. Next year I'm gonna add more. So with this group of mentees, we'll be having lots of workshop. I'll be training them how to write statement of purpose, cover letter, motivation letter, and all of that, so they can prepare for the Global Korean Scholarship against next year. But if you're not part of it, feel free to drop me an email. I'll sometime reply when I am available. But this first set of mentees of mine, I'm looking forward to, now, to ensure that at least 7 out of 10 of them should all benefit from scholarships, not just in Korea but globally. The Dr. Wankwan Mentorship family is growing massively. And the main goal is to ensure all all each and every person, especially the girl child, should benefit from a scholarship free of charge. There are skills I've massively gained from the previous year. I got them for free. I got them from people mentoring me, from advice, and I'm ready to share them down there. Hopefully, with this first batch, once I train them next year, the target, we're gonna get more, and they will be able to train as well. So thank you very much for supporting me. Happy Hangul Day to you all. Bye. I love you all. Sarang heyo.